Hey kiddo, it's February 7th, 2023. I'm walking around the gym, middle of the day workout. Got my weighted backpack on, makes me feel cool. Actually makes me stand up straight because it's hard to slouch carrying 20-ish pounds. It's probably, I could be cool. I could say 10 kilos because I think that's actually what it is. I've been thinking about the last thing I was talking to my phone about with you. So I have conversations with you live, and then I have these conversations with my phone that I'm going to give to you, which you've probably already seen because they're on the internet. And I was thinking about the Pandora's box analogy, which is if we take the internet to be like the apple from the Garden of Eden, or I really like Pandora's box better, because the Pandora's box story is there's a box somewhere and someone opens it. And in the story I heard, it was a person named Pandora, but they open the box and chaos and a bunch of bad things fly out of the box. But what's at the bottom is hope, and hope is there for really dealing with all the other bullshit that got let out of the box. But I've been trying to put myself in your shoes. So as a parent, I'm like, I want to leave you all this wisdom. And, it's, I don't know, maybe other parents feel this way or maybe they don't. But I just want to be there for you and help you. And at the same time, I want to figure out how to give you the space to help yourself and to grow into the person you need to be. And I kept thinking about Pandora's box and the fact that you are never going to know what it's like to not have the internet, unless of course the internet goes down someday like it does in our house, or you go to sleepaway camp. And I started to put myself in your shoes versus my own shoes, projecting myself onto you. And I was even able to remember what it was like when I was a kid. My parents were often busy working. They weren't always there for me, and I needed to figure out stuff on my own. That was sometimes the best part about being a kid. I would learn things. I would teach myself things. Sometimes I would just be bored, and I would want to do something new, so I'd go figure something else out, and I would go to the library many times, because that was just where the store of knowledge was. You have the world's largest library. You have the internet. Now, your internet is really a lot more similar to what I think of as Pandora's box, because you really have everything there. It's very uncurated for the most part. You can find, and probably already have, pretty much anything that you may or may not want to see. It's part of the internet. It's hard to, prevent that from happening. But inside of that, as I was thinking about what I was like as a kid, both the good and the bad, I was thinking about how it would be amazing to be a kid nowadays, as opposed to being fearful of the internet, which I think there's good reason to be sometimes, small occasions. It's amazing because the internet's just a tool. It's something where I can only imagine what it'd be like to be 10 and to be able to pretty much ask any question and to have the intelligence, which I know you have, to start to figure things out. And sure, you could spend all your time playing multiplayer video games on it, and you can spend all your time watching YouTube. And I wasted countless hours playing video games, even before the internet. And kids will always waste countless hours. But somehow I have turned out at least some modicum of success in my life. And that's what I should focus on with you, is trusting you. I realize, even imagine what it's like to be you. I cannot imagine what it's like to have all the knowledge that you have access to. Not that you have it all in your head, but you have access to it. And started to realize over the last couple of weeks how amazing that is. It is amazing. And you will build the tools, develop the habits, the behaviors that you need to develop, just like every kid does, to deal with that which you have access to. Because what I had access to was, even in the 80s and early 90s, was astronomically more, just sounds like a good word, but think of some hyperbolic word, a lot more, a huge amount more than my parents had. And no wonder they didn't know how to parent me, just like I'm realizing I have no idea how to really parent you in this other than to love you. And so, yeah, I think, like everything nowadays, we will learn to navigate this together. We will figure things out together. And even just going back to the Pandora's box story, sure, there's all the chaos in the world, but, you know, I can't really imagine a time where, I guess if we look enough, I mean, it really is better to be alive today than even 100 years ago. I don't think that's true always for everybody, but I think 100 years ago, we could have also said that it's still better to be alive today if we really looked around, because there'd be masses more people in much greater areas who are not doing as well as probably even some of the worse off people are doing today. So yeah, that's about all that I had to say. It's so funny to think that I was going to script all these videos and tell you all the amazing knowledge that I had gathered and pass it down to you, and as if it would even be useful anymore. I think you should probably beware any advice anyone gives you, including me. That's probably the best advice I can give you. All right, I'm gonna go in the gym, lug the weight around some more, do some other things that make me sweaty. I'm thinking about you. I love you. Bye.